Hello everyone and welcome to the Scottish Hills. I'm Fergus Crawley, I'm a business owner, hybrid athlete and YouTuber, and this is a weekend in my life.
Okay, hello, good morning. It is 5:38 AM on Saturday the 10th of June. I've got up, I've showered, and I've got into my cycling gear, sneakily, ready to go, ready to rumble at 9 AM. So I have a fair amount of work to do as I couldn't quite get everything finished yesterday that I normally would. So I've got a couple of hours of programming to get on with just now, a couple of emails to get sent, a couple of invoices to pay that should have been paid yesterday. In fact, if I'm a day behind, I do sincerely apologise. And then I'm going to head off from here at 8:30 for a bike ride at 9 with Scott and Craig to Innerleithen and back, which is in the Scottish borders for anyone that knows the area. Other than that, between now and then, I'm going to get some food on board, I'm going to get some coffee on board, and I think I'll just let the rest of the weekend speak for itself. Fun fact, Pig needs to eat out of a puzzle bowl because he eats so quickly that if he is not solving a puzzle whilst eating, he will immediately throw all of his food back up. French bulldogs, eh? Also, forgot to give him his medicine. Just sneak that in there for you, sir. Last sip of coffee complete, and it is 2 minutes to 8, so 2 and a bit hours of work complete there. Happy with getting that done ahead of the rest of the weekend, as it is a busy couple of days for sure. So as I've just finished my coffee, I'm going to head to the bathroom, if you know what I mean, and head downstairs to get my bike kit ready. I've got my bike computer charging here. I forgot to order a replacement battery for my power meter, so I'm not going to have any watt data for like the 4th week in a row. Nice work, Fergus. And to add insult to injury, I am not 100% sure that I have any clean bike jerseys, and I can blame no one but myself. So we will find out what the situation is very soon before I head out for my ride. Okay, so there's three things I always want to do before I leave the house for a bike ride. First of all, I will want to make sure that I have emptied myself so not to get caught on the side of the road. And secondly, I will always cover myself in protective moisturiser so not to look like an old man on a cruise tomorrow afternoon, and cover certain specific areas of my body with chamois cream, because if you are out riding a bike or running without chamois cream, you might find yourself chafing. Excuse me, with a larger body shape, chafing can be very, very problematic. So, chamois cream is your best friend. You've heard it here first, or maybe second, or maybe for the 100th time. But I still got a lot of questions about chafing, so that's your solution. You're welcome. All right, party time.
If you're at this point in the video and nobody's yet commented on the sublime colour coordination between my socks and my bike, I won't be angry, I'll just be disappointed. How you doing, dude? Not bad, how are you?
Not bad.
It's not ideal, fuck's sake. Guess who fell over trying to get his GoPro for that fist bump back there and scraped a whole layer of skin off his finger? This guy. Alright, first big climb of the day done. We're about to descend into Innerleithen, where we have to go all the way back over the hill that we've just been up. And those are the granite hills in the Scottish borders. So descending down now, and I'll see you for some coffee and cake, which is, to be honest, as much a part of cycling as a bike is. I have a coffee and walnut cake, which is somewhat dancing with the devil because I am allergic to peanuts and out on the road without an EpiPen, but don't tell my mum. I have a latte, I'm going to refuel and get back on the road. Just back to my ride. Is the fact that he didn't actually eat his pill. Okay, and right, complete data on the screen for you just here. Very social, very enjoyable pace. I'm really enjoying riding for the sake of riding at the moment rather than focusing too much on performance stats. Weather was phenomenal, and the only thing worse than fumbling for a GoPro and cutting my finger to pieces is the cycling tan that I now have for the second week in a row. I tried to balance it out by playing golf last week and sort of layer my tan, but that didn't really fix it, and I actually got bitten all over the place by bugs hacking my golf ball out of some gorse. So nonetheless, gonna head in now, just coming up to 2 p.m. I've showered, had some food, got changed, and we are gonna try and catch some of the Gumball 3000 cars kicking about George Street, which is where the office is, so very convenient indeed. And I want to see Shmee's Zenvo, to be honest, and there's a few SVJs kicking about that I would like to see, but I'm not going to take the camera with me because we're essentially going shopping and grabbing some food and enjoying a nice afternoon in the sun. And if you want to see what the Gumball 3000 looks like, then you're probably better subscribing to a car YouTube channel, to be quite honest. So I think I will see you this evening. Okay, and we are home, and it's just gone 8 p.m. That took a lot longer than expected, but I did see Shmee's Zenvo and I did see 2 SVJs, so that was an enormous success. But I'm a little bit tight for time on the rest of today, so I'm probably not going to show you too much more of it, but I'm going to put that thing on there and make some homemade pizzas. I am then going to go through my slides ahead of tomorrow. I'm going to lay out the outfits that I chose today and decide which one I'm going to go with, and then I'll probably end up seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get some pizzas on the go and take you through the process. Sauce is simmering away, and I grabbed some backup bases as the pre-made ones that we had are still in the freezer. We forgot to take them out, so I've got these from Tesco. They're quite small, so I am anticipating I'm going to have 3 and maybe 4. I think we're done.
You're done.
You're done. First 2 ready to rumble, and I will admit we did lose a sun-dried tomato to the flame itself, which is not something that's happened before. The pressure of a camera, eh? Anyway, these are a little bit underwhelming in comparison to the usual bases, so let's hope they taste good. Okay, it's come up to 11 p.m. I have gone through my slides. I have had 3 pizzas. I have had some low-calorie ice cream. I've had a good time, and I don't actually want to talk to a camera anymore because I would like to go to bed. So I will see you in the morning and say goodnight. Okay, thank you, goodbye. Okay, hello and good morning. It is just coming up to 5:30 in the morning. I have showered, I have got partially dressed, and I must admit I'm doing a work from home special currently, as I am in a top looking all presentable, but I don't actually have any trousers on below the desk. We've all been there, so do with that information as you will, but I just thought I would be honest and authentic with you all. So I'm gonna head downstairs, get the dog sorted, get some food on board, and then crack on with some work here so that I've cleared my desk completely ahead of today and going into the week tomorrow. Just don't want to be thinking about things that need done today whilst I'm over at the event, and want to start tomorrow with a clear approach to the usual Monday rather than carrying anything into the week, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to get that done. I always, every morning, before I do anything else, sort of sit here and first and foremost review my Whoop data. And it looks better, to be entirely honest. 53% recovery score, 54% sleep score, HRV wasn't amazing, wasn't awful. 5 out of 5 metrics within range, and to be honest, total amount of sleep is not ideal, but I got caught up in a few things last night that just meant that I didn't get to bed quite as early as I would have liked to have done. So I'll make sure to probably not have any alcoholic beverages later tonight. I will make sure to get to bed early. I'll make sure to really focus on hydration. I'll make sure to probably keep my caffeine to a minimum today, etc, etc. Small little lifestyle decisions like that are generally what I use Whoop for. So I think a lot of people try and treat it as gospel when in reality it is just one consideration as part of a broader ecosystem of considerations when it comes to decisions you make on a day-to-day basis about how to get the best out of yourself. So looking at that data today, I'm thinking go to bed earlier, don't have any booze, make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard later on into the day,
So once I get home from Glasgow, no more work, just chill out and get to bed and go into tomorrow feeling fresh. Another thing it's really reliable for is keeping a track of my asthma and hay fever, which might be relevant to some of you, but probably not all. So sometimes when I've had a bad night's sleep because of my asthma and hay fever, I get the breathing rate metric flag up as a bit of a warning, which means I just need to be conscious of my asthma that day. So a few things to consider, but essentially use Whoop as one part of a broader ecosystem of considerations like how you're feeling, what you know works for you, etc., so that you can be trying to get the best out of yourself on a day-to-day basis. And if you would like your first month free, you can use the link in the description down below. You get the Whoop 4.0 for free included with the Onyx strap. I actually might change my strap today to color coordinate with my top. Watch this space. And you can try it risk-free for 30 days. So please use the link in the description down below. It helps myself and the channel out. And I will see you downstairs.
I've already mentioned the ridiculousness of my cycling t-shirt tan, but that now isn't actually the worst thing about this video. The worst thing about this video is the weather and the sudden change in road noise. Apologies. So we're about 20 minutes outside of Glasgow, hence the Scottish weather that we're dealing with here. And I'm on my way to the Financial Freedom Summit, where I'm fortunate enough to be one of many speakers over the weekend, talking about a variety of things. Sarah Davis from Dragon's Den is speaking, Nico Leonard, the YouTuber's there, a whole load of other really cool people as well. About 800 guests over 2 days, I believe, so quite a big crowd. I'm up later today speaking on 5 lessons that I have taken from ultra endurance events and training that I've applied into a business setting. So I firmly believe that there's lots of translatable things I've taken from training and events that made me better as an individual and have actually improved me as an entrepreneur. And those are the lessons that I'm going to share with everyone today. And the joy of running a YouTube channel means that when I get to storytell a little bit around the experience that I got to learn from, I've got some video to back it up, which is nice. So we have a presentation that's works a video in, and it's the first time I'm trialing something of that format, which is exciting. And yeah, just really cool to be speaking alongside some world-class speakers on home turf. And the weather is slightly improving as we're getting into Glasgow, which is perhaps a sign from the gods. So we will take you through the day. As I said, I'm not speaking until later on, but we are getting there for the full day of speaking, mingling, interacting. There's a lunch, there's a sort of speakers area so we can meet everyone else, etc., and learn from some of the best, which is cool. So it is just gone 9 AM and we will see you very soon in Glasgow.
So it's the fear of not wanting to, for want of a better phrase, piss my pants on stage. I'm a little bit dehydrated, and if I try and fix that now, then I may well piss my pants on stage. So the headache setting in. But I would guess that's the lesser of two evils here, maybe. You decide. Tell me in the comments which you'd rather do.
I think that, or do you want that just a full slide?
Full slide the whole way through, yeah. Okay, so 4 minutes time, I will be up on that stage just there. Lots of fantastic speakers have come before I have, but 'tis I'm about to head up, need to get a mic put on, just gone up and looked at the massive prompter in front of me, so there's absolutely no danger of me tripping over what I'm going to be focusing on in the next slide, which is very good news, because I had concerns that I would, but yeah, looking forward to it. Going to have an ear mic, which means I can roam around the stage and flail my hands freely. Let's see what happens.
You might know Fergus, he's referred to often as the hybrid athlete, but his achievements as an individual go way beyond his physical ones. He has completed double Ironmans, he's lifted the Dinnie Stones, which you'll see in a second, are very fucking heavy.
I've done everything that I could within the reality of the circumstances, and that means that I've nailed it. And just by reframing things in that way, it means that I have a much healthier relationship with the concept of it.
What I made the mistake of doing when I was younger was letting the plan control me rather than I the plan. And that sounds a bit convoluted, but by that I mean I set the future in my mind and then refused to budge from the roadmap that I'd made in my head towards that future. When in reality, the only person that had created that roadmap was me. So it was like I'd created a prison of my own mind that I had the key to. But I followed that and pulled at that thread until it was almost the death of me. And that's because I was fixated on this.
Job done, and the weather is significantly better than it was this morning, which is obviously a sign of a positive day. Thank you very much to Paul and Richard for having me along today. Really enjoyed it, really good energy in the room. Lots of insights to take away from all the speakers that we heard throughout the day. Sarah Davis is an absolute gem of a speaker, so personable, so fantastic, and dare I say, if any other dragons came and spoke to such a room, I don't think they would have been as personable, relatable, and downright enjoyable as she was. So I tip my proverbial hat to her, and what a privilege to be able to speak alongside her in that setting. That's something that I'm very pleased about, and I'll be rinsing on LinkedIn, obviously. Kind of lost the power of the point with the plaster on the end of it from the bike rumble yesterday, but nonetheless, that is a long day. It is just gone 8 PM, which is later than I expected. So given that we have a very, very busy week ahead, I am somewhat concerned about my sleeping pattern for the next couple of days. But as I alluded to earlier, I will keep a close eye on my Whoop data. Link is still in the description down below, and you can still get your first month free. George Heaton is up with us for a couple of days, day and a half, tomorrow evening onwards. Podcast, full day of training to come, so stick around for that. Hit subscribe, hit like whilst you're there. Thank you very much. And then I have a full day of talks with a big car dealership on Wednesday. Then I'm in London on Thursday speaking to a corporate there. And then I'm seeing Sam Cornforth, our lovely friend Sam Cornforth, who ran a marathon without practice in the video that's on the screen for you just now. Thursday evening, Friday in London, and then sponsoring a sevens tournament on Saturday that I'll be attending before Sunday, when I can spend some time with Erin, the love of my life, who I should probably be more considerate to at this point, and can take a bit of a decompression of a very excitingly busy period. So that has been an insight into what things are like at the moment, an insight into my existence. If you're new around here, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Every weekend doesn't look like this, obviously, but it's kind of variation on a theme. And if you are not new around here, then this is how things are looking. As always, the weather in Scotland is massively volatile, as is the weekend activities, but that is what that one looked like. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.